Anime review, ding! It's the review of Dora. Like, comment, and subscribe. In the whole, a dark, decrepit, and disorderly district where the strong prey on the weak and death is an ordinary occurrence. It's all but befitting of the name given to it, a realm separated from law and ethics. It is a testing ground to magic users who dominate it, and a race occupying the highest rung of their society. The magic you should think of the denizens of the whole are no more than insects, murder, mutilation, and maybe some experiments here and there, without second thought, and the powerless whole dwellers litter the halls of whole's hospitals on a daily basis. Possessing free access to and from the cesspool, and with all the little challenges to their authority, the magic users appear indomitable to most, aside for a few. Cayman, more reptile than man, is one such individual. He hunts them on a heedless quest for answers with only a trusted pair of bagnetas and his immunity to magic. Cursed by his appearance and tormented by nightmare, magic users are his only clue to restoring his life to normal, with his biggest obstacle being his stomach. His female companion, Nahito, who runs the restaurant Hungry Bud, is his greatest ally. Set in the gritty world of hellish design, Dorohedoro manages a healthy blend of comedy, lightheartedness with death and carnage at every corner, taking plenty of twists and turns while following the lives of whole residents. It weaves a unique world on earthly origin and dreary appearance, not for the squeamish or easily disturbed. Take that with a grain of salt as you may. This is a 12-episode series. It premiered January 13th, 2020 to March 30th, 2020. Hey, my birthday last year. It is on Netflix. I believe it's also on Crunchyroll. It's also based off a manga. It is action, comedy, horror, magic, fantasy, and seinen. Each episode is 23 minutes per episode, and it's rated PG. No, not rated PG-13, it's rated R and 17+, because this anime will take you on a ride that you have never experienced before. Well, this is a lovely way to jump into the anime when you see a lizard man with someone's face in his mouth. But I tell you, it just gets strange from there. When I first watched the anime, I was like, this is going to be a fun, acid ride, because these are a lot of interesting characters. And mind you, I have not, and I have not read the manga. I just went into this anime headfirst into it, and if you hear sirens in this recording, I'm sorry. I try to do blocking out noises to block it out, but it never works. I am working on it. But also, this is very interesting with this anime because it takes place in a world where it's called the Hole, and there are the magic users and the people who live in the holes, and basically the magic people are higher up and the whole people are just like bugs beneath their feet. And I thought, that is interesting to say the least. And you think the magic world, you live in a better place, and you know, the hole is just the bottom of the barrel, the scrapes, the in-between, where murder and everything else is like legal, and it's just a daily occurrence, and no one blinks an eye. Kind of like reference to The Purge, kind of, a little bit, but differently. And then you have this guy whose head came in, is a lizard head, mind you, and his only weakness is his dang stomach, because he always wants to eat. Point blank symbols of the plot, and I feel like his partner, who runs the restaurant, just feeds him and helps in his quest trying to go back to normal. But this lovely rainbow cast of characters in this anime is very strongly character driven, and I love it, because when you first dive into this anime, you see the first main character, how he became the way he was, explained, hence the lizard head and the whole realm behind that and that curse. Without diving too much into it, without giving any spoilers, I would just give you a little hint. He has completely no memory of his previous life beforehand, and now he's just like a big lizard head working in a hospital, trying to figure out how the heck he came to be with the lizard head in the first place. Despite that, Cayman's personality is very cheerful despite his predicament that he's in, you know, and I feel like he's like the main lead in this anime. I would say for sure, because his main face is on the picture of the anime itself. Despite him being in the situation that he's in, living in the hole, he's quite entertaining to watch. Besides him scarfing down massive plates of food, and besides him having a lizard head and his friend Nanako helping him become more serious in a certain situation, it bounds out really well. And also, finding out her backstory was very interesting, and I wish they gave me another season, but they didn't, and I'm kind of sad, but now I have to read the manga to find out her backstory and the twist that they give us in the series, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love fleshed out characters, I love them, but that twist at the end, don't leave me hanging, guys, come on. Who else feels that way, who hates being left hanging on a really good anime, and you need answers? But I will say that apart from Kame and Nanako, there are other interesting characters who are the magic users. You can say there are 5 of them. And I will say, pay attention to 2 characters in particular. In particularly, Now and in Risu, Ibi-san. There's like these 5 characters that will appear in a couple episodes down the line. But just pay attention to them, especially Fujio. Him and his partner, they have interesting masks as magic users, and they're very interesting. And I will say before, you see a lot of buff women in TV sometimes, and in sports, you're about to see me buffer women in this anime. And not gonna lie, her hair is very pretty, she's very muscular, and I had a girl crush for like the rest of the series. And I'm just like, I was thinking to myself, how in the world did she have all that hair in that mask? And I'm just like, okay. And then we were back to Cayman and Naigo, and they were also spawned in more enemies of Cayman and Naigo because of what he has to do to figure out why he became Legendhead in the first place, and he has to kill magic users. And by that point, he's bound to have some enemies along the way. So that's very interesting as well. And I feel like also there are a lot of interesting fight scenes that are very intense. This is why I say, if you are squeamish, do not watch this, because there are a lot of interesting things that happen to certain characters, and they go from sane to not so much sane. They go a little bit kooky. And I will say that my favorite part of Dora is the great chemistry that each of these characters have with one another, especially with the supporting cast, and like the transition from one scene to another is flawless. And I will say it does give you a crack here and there because it does try to be a little comedic when it needs to be, but overall it's a good series that I was very intrigued with, and I love the horror aspect of this as well. I feel like some scenes could be taken down a notch due to their harsh nature and brutality, but that's just me. I feel like if you like that kind of stuff, have at it, because if you've seen Blood Plus, Corpse Party, Shike, then you can handle the world of gore and horror. You'll be fine. Overall, the episodes were good. There were not really truly any true scary ass like jump scares at you, I feel like. But overall, it wasn't that bad. I feel like it did a good premise to balance out each category that it was labeled in. Also, I feel like I just needed more answers instead of one season. But I haven't heard any season 2 for this. I just know that maybe there, besides the manga, I don't know that there's going to be another adaptation of it that has yet to be announced that I'm unaware of. Overall, being 12 episodes, and each of them being 20 minutes each, they fleshed out all the characters really nice, and I appreciate that. I bonded with some characters versus the other ones, but that's just my personal preference on who I geared towards more in the anime and who I can relate to better with. And I feel like how to say it in a nice way, being in the world it's set in, the grittiest world it's set in, like, of Dorohedoro and the hole that they live in, despite its little interesting hellish design, it manages a healthy blend of, well, of gore and don't judge a book by its cover with people in their eccentric outfits, and just the style itself, I love it. And overall, if you're kind of that person who loves that kind of nitty gritty violent stuff, knock yourself out, because this is one of the most unconventional anime that I've seen in 2020 that kept me sane. Now it's 2021, and I feel like during this review, I feel like combatant to the other animes that I've seen there have been mostly seen for unconventionalism in their own specific ways. I feel like Dora has like more of a darker humor, along with the magic, the demons, the curses, the dark humor, the comedy, and the overall steampunk aesthetic vibe that I was getting from it. I love it. I give it a like 8.5 out of 10, or 8.9 honestly, if they just give me another season, because I have a question about the end that still doesn't make kind of sense to me, kind of not. I still need to read the manga to get my answers that I kind of need, but overall I enjoy all the characters. There's also a cute little dog in there that has a cute little mask, and I will probably, the image of that probably will come out very shortly, but check this anime out, guys, I was literally on the edge of my seat, but also dying laughter because it was very interesting. But also, I was like, this is the rabbit hole that I tend to jump into when it comes to anime, especially newer ones. I'm just like, well, I'm already strapped in for the roller coaster ride. Let's go all the way in, you know? So hopefully you enjoy this review of Dorohedoro. Let me know what you thought about this anime, if you have seen it, because the design itself is fantastic. The art style, and I'm just like, well, I knew I was getting to my the first episode, so let's keep going for the ride, you know? Overall, I very thoroughly enjoy it, and I think you will too, especially Cayman, his lovely personality, and his partner, and also the huge supporting cast to go along with it. I think you're just in for a wild ride, and just check it out for yourself. Thanks for tuning in this review. Give this big video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and hit the subscribe button for more videos and more content. And I will see you soon. Until then, bye!